Hi guys, Blake back again today. Lilley's Landing Resort in Marina, Lake Taneycomo. We are doing the same drift as yesterday. However, I brought scuds and eggs. I'm gonna see if there's any comparison. Yesterday we had bright blue bird skies. Today it is mostly cloudy. That's probably going to make a difference for the bite, whether I had a jerkbait or these flies. But same stretch. It's about the same time of the day. It might be 30 minutes earlier or so today than I got out yesterday, but we got 1/8 ounce weight on the sliding snap swivel. Same drift rig, just we've got about a foot and a half between each fly today instead of just the 2.5 feet for the jerkbait. This is actually the rod we've been using to throw the sculpin streamer, so it's got braid on it. It's got it. Oh, there was a fish. Oh. And I can actually feel a lot more. Dang it. I hope I didn't just break that off. Well, we better make sure that's an 1/8 ounce. No fish on the first cast. That might be a 3/16. I've got some 8s in my pocket for comparison here. Oh, it is a 3/16. I started with the wrong weight. Darn it. Well, at least we didn't break off. They're running that 110 megawatts again. They're going to run that all the way until 1. And at 1, they're going to turn it to 40 megawatts and run that until 4. Then they're going to go to 70 at 5 and 100 at 6. So a little less wonky than yesterday's generation pattern, but still kind of all over the place. Record highs for today, for this time of the year. This is going to be 72 degrees by the end of the day today. Oh! I felt him shake his head. Yeah, you can really get a good feel for what's going on down there with that braid on there. Let's go ahead and check for moss. Been a while since that last bite. Sure enough. Here, Captain John Sappington up there coaching his crew. Here's another drift rig you can use, where instead of keeping the weight directly on the line, you tie a dropper tag off the swivel, and sometimes that helps keep the flies a little bit more up off the bottom out of the moss. But it also gets tangled easier, so. If I could say one thing, they are definitely not holding on to that fly for very long today. There we go. Not at all. That one's on the egg pattern. Right in the lip. There we go. So something I did different on that cast that caught the fish was I didn't cast it very far away from the boat. I had a, well, we need to cast a little farther than that, but I had a shorter angle to the rig, and as soon as I felt that bite, I was able to get that hook set versus it being 20-30 yards away. So that's just a trick I know about to help whenever they're not holding on to the fly very long. Just enough moss to mess it up. We are passing what we like to call the brown house here, so the Narrows is about 100 yards away. Oh, yeah, those are really, really fast bites. Anytime you feel your line get hooked on something down there and it comes loose, it's good to just reel it in and check it, because most likely you hooked the top of a log or something that had a bunch of moss on it. That's usually what you'll find when you finally pull it in. We are officially entering the Narrows here. Oh, man. Wow. Do I have a bent hook or something? I mean, really? No. Sometimes it's just hard keeping them on. Those tiny little hooks. It's a size 14 on the egg and a 16 on the scud. There's another one. Let's see if we can keep this one on. Oh boy. This might be a bigger fish. Let's take him out away from the trees here. This one is almost good. And it is a healthier fish for sure. Not quite as big as he initially felt, but this is one of those fish from our hatchery that's really colored up. Really pretty. And I got him in the jawbone there, which is what helped keep him on the hook that time. I'd say those last few fish I caught were hooked and lost were on that scud. It's just sometimes it's hard to keep them on a 16 or an 18. There's another one. Oh, he was on the egg fly and popped off. Oh, I had another one. Well, here's the stretch we needed to be in. I could have just repeated this little 100-yard drift. He was on there before it ever got to the bottom. Oh. Well, they're definitely biting the scud and egg. It's definitely a light bite. But, I mean, I had 2 or 3 other ones on that got off. So, much better results than the flatfish and the jerkbait yesterday for sure. Our 10-day forecast is looking really good. There's another one. Feels like another healthier fish. Oh, I'm counting that. Right there. He wasn't as big as the one up there at the beginning of the Narrows, but he was 14 or 15 inches. Another trick I learned a couple years ago is when you're dragging, it seems like the bite's a little tough. If you'll take your rod, slowly move it forward, and then drop it back down. Sometimes on that little dropping motion, you drop it just right to the fish, or it adds that little bit of extra action they want. So we're going to check for moss. We're just going to go to the end of the Eagle Island here. Yep, I had moss on the scud. And it usually comes a point in the day where you take that orange egg fly off and just run scuds, because sometimes the attractor fly can actually hurt your bite. Last cast. Today it seemed like it was about 50-50. About 50% of them were on the egg. I'm guessing the few that we had hooked and didn't get to see were on that scud just because it's a smaller hook. Alright. Well, I think that's enough for me today. We thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll be back out again tomorrow.